If you pay any attention to the real estate world, you've probably felt it. It's like the ground is shifting under everyone's feet. Big names, huge teams, even whole brokerages, they're all making moves. It's a huge deal, and it's redrawing the entire industry map. So today, we're going to break down what everyone's calling the Great Real Estate Shuffle.
So, you have to ask the big question, right? Why is this happening? And why now? What is causing this massive game of musical chairs with some of the industry's biggest players? I'll tell you, this isn't just about a few agents trying to get a better commission split. Nope, it's something way, way bigger than that.
And yeah, people in the know are literally calling it a great shuffle. And for good reason. It signals a huge change in what agents are demanding from their brokerage, and it's forcing the whole industry to either adopt or get left in the dust.
And the scale of these moves is just wild. We're not talking about one or two agents here and there. Just look at the stats. 55 agents from one group jumped ship, 140 from another. Compass just snapped up 7 teams with a combined sales volume over $150 million. This is proof that a major trend is underway. So what's really driving it?
Okay, first, let's talk about the pull factors. What is it about these new model brokerages that's so darn attractive? Well, it turns out they're running a completely different playbook.
And when you put the two models side by side, the difference is, well, it's night and day. The legacy model, it often comes with clunky, siloed tech, really strict territories, and a culture that's all about the big brand. The new model just flips that on its head, offering these seamless, integrated platforms, flexibility without borders, and a culture that's all about the agent.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. You hear this over and over from the agents themselves. Larissa Benson, whose 55-agent team left RE/MAX, said it perfectly. The technology is meaningfully ahead. And you pair that with an agent-first culture, it's a 1-2 punch that the old-school brands are really struggling to compete with.
This right here is another crucial piece of the puzzle. Miriam Valencia brought her 50-agent firm over to eXp, and her big thing was not losing her team's unique identity. These new models give them a way to plug into a super powerful platform for growth without having to erase the brand and the culture they spent years building. That's a game changer.
So, if you boil it all down, what's the sales pitch? It's better tech, a culture that actually supports you, the freedom to grow wherever you want, keeping your own brand, and getting awesome financial perks like revenue sharing and equity. I mean, that is a seriously compelling offer.
But, this is a two-sided coin. It's not just about what agents are running to. We also have to talk about what they're running from. So let's look at the push factors, the things that are shoving them out the door of their old firms.
Wow, you really can't get much more direct than this. Lance Martin moved his 140-agent team after almost a quarter century at Coldwell Banker, and he just lays it out there. The model is broken. That's not a small complaint. That's a shot at the entire system.
And this is exactly why agents like Martin feel stuck. They're hitting these invisible walls with restrictive territories. They're getting tangled up in franchise rules that just don't make sense anymore. And at the end of the day, like he said, it's a model where the agent just isn't the priority. The world changed, but the model didn't.
Okay, but don't think for a second that this is a one-sided fight. The big legacy brands, they see the writing on the wall. They are not standing still. They're adapting and fighting back to keep their top talent and bring in the next generation.
And what we're seeing is this really clear 3-part strategy emerging. First, they're bringing in new leaders with fresh ideas. Second, they're getting serious about keeping new talent. And third, they're working hard to build a much stronger community inside their own walls.
So, let's start with leadership. Firms like Century 21 New Millennium are going out and recruiting heavy hitters, executives who have a proven track record of growing companies in today's market. They're hunting for leaders who already know the new playbook.
And if you want a sense of the kind of firepower they're bringing in, just look at this number. Century 21's new Chief Growth Officer, Nidal Charfi, came from Compass, where he helped support their growth to over $250 billion in sales. That's the level of experience they're betting on.
But listen, it's not just about that insane number. It's about what that number represents. It's the know-how. His new CEO said he brings a clear, practical approach to execution. Legacy brands need leaders who can actually make change happen, not just talk a good game. Next up, they're tackling a massive, industry-wide headache: agent turnover. It's kind of a dirty secret that a huge percentage of new agents quit within their first 2 years.
Legacy firms are finally realizing that real growth isn't just recruiting, it's about keeping the great people you find.
And here's a fantastic real-world example of this. Portside Real Estate Group in Maine built a year-long mentorship program. They pair their rookies with seasoned pros for serious coaching. Their whole goal is to flip that statistic, and guess what? They say it's working. Their new agents are sticking around and succeeding. And that brings us to the third strategy, which is all about culture. If the new guys are winning because they have this collaborative, agent-first vibe, then the legacy firms know they have to double down on their own community and make it a place where people feel connected.
And they're using some pretty cool modern tools to do it. Howard Hanna Mortgage actually launched an internal podcast called The Closing Table. It's such a smart way to connect thousands of their people, share wins, and build that culture of growth from the inside out.
So, after looking at the pull factors, the push factors, and how the old guard is responding, what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for the future of real estate?
When you strip everything else away, it boils down to one single thing, a fundamental power shift. The agent and their team are no longer just a small piece of a giant brand. In many ways, they are the brand now. The brokerage is becoming the platform that serves them and not the other way around. And that shift changes literally everything. It means brokerages now have to compete like crazy on their tech, their flexibility, and their culture. It means top agents have more power and more options than they've ever had before. It means legacy firms have to innovate to survive. And ultimately, the future is going to belong to whoever empowers the agent the best.
And all of this leaves us with one last really fascinating question to think about. As individual agents continue to build these huge personal brands, what does the word brokerage even mean anymore? This great shuffle isn't just changing who works where, it might just be rewriting the entire definition of the industry itself.